Well, good afternoon, everyone. Running a little behind, although really not running behind. We'll get that going along. But let's go back here. See if you all picked up on this. Ron 1EZZ, welcome in. Thanks for the first time chat. Hope you enjoy the flight today. We're down in Africa and flying a flight that when a zebra is in the zone, leave him alone. The movie that's from is Madagascar. And that's where we're headed today. We are doing great, sir, and I hope you are too. So I hope you're buckled in. Everybody sounds like they're on board behind us. So we're going to get back to this and finish up the checklists. Then we'll do a quick recap of the flight, and we're going to get going. We're that much ready to go. A little oddity here, folks. You can't. Mike may be quiet. Okay, hang on. Let's try a couple things here. Turn that down. Well, geez, I'm not sure why my mic now is giving me headaches on this. Well, we will endeavor to go better here, and hopefully you can hear me better there. But we're going to keep going here, get this all set up, ready to fly. Just got our clearance from Clarence, 0215. Okay, let's see. Well, thanks for the follow, sir. We do appreciate. There we go. All right. Well, we appreciate the follow. That is always awesome. Thank you, sir. Hope will enjoy the ride there. I do notice I did forget one thing. As always, let me get that second panel up here. Let me get that second panel up here. Let me get that second panel up here. It had it all muted, and I did not. Well, doggone it. Love when I hear myself echo, 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 echo. Check this one's muted. Okay. Muted. Good. All right. Well, we're back on track. Madrid to Manchester. Awesome. Well, we will love having you aboard. Like I said, we're heading down. If you ever seen the movie Madagascar, I believe it was a Disney movie, we're going to take a trip down there. All right. Now, we just heard from the flight attendants. Everybody's aboard. I just want to check a couple things here if I need to set up anything. Oh, what the heck. Let's put in 113.9er. Then we're going to intercept 115. Okay, and we'll put that over here as well. 150, move that up. All right, now we got a nice, simple, easy flight today. We're coming out of Nampula, Mozambique. We're going to head over to, and boy, I am not going to be able to. We'll take the short name for this one. Ivato, however that's said, Airport, Madagascar. Airport and Madagascar, got those two nailed. It's the other one, well, you know, we'll do the best we can. But again, that was a great movie, loved it. I didn't really watch it. Maybe I did see the second one and just don't remember much about it. But, okay, we got our transponder, we're there. We are captains all set down here. And floodlights and door. Let's make sure. Well, she'll close it here in a minute. All right. Briefing time. All right. We love briefing times. All right. So I'm going to move this up and out. That way you all can see where we are. We are in the final processing of boarding here. Actually, I'll be honest with you there, Ron 1EZ. I've never been there. So this is going to actually be fun. Actually, a lot of these routes I've been doing in Africa for the last few weeks and months. Other than like Kenya and Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Lagos. A couple over in Liberia I've been to, and all on the western side. Eastern side I kind of never went to, and these have been kind of fun. This one's going to really be fun. So those of you who like challenging airports, now I'm not going to rate this for a challenge airport like we did Paro, Gibraltar, although this kind of rates with Gibraltar, even though there's no big rock there. So you'll see here in a minute as we pre-flight. So to pre-flight, we'll bring in, and I sure hope you all have this, because I'm here to tell you folks, it's probably one of the best tools out there the flight simming world gave us. And boy, does it break the bank book coming in at free. That's right, I said free. Nice play on words I did there. It's just not breaking anyone's bank book at free, folks. Get a lot of tools, nothing held back from you at all. There is no premium. It's all one thing called Sim Toolkit Pro. I highly recommend it. X-planers especially. Actually anyone, I don't care. Musfuss, FSX, Prepared, Century of Flight, FS98 if you're still flying it. Folks, great tool. As you can see, I'm on the flight planning page. Well, this is actually the summary. So I've already taken it, and it can be linked to a free, let me say that again, free SimBrief account. All you got to do, really, you got to link it with SimBrief, and that'll get you flight plans. Just put them in SimBrief, generate the flight plan, and poof, it's available when you come in here to import. I don't know what kind of problem you might be having there, Ron, but yeah, it's really a great feature here. I can't show it off because I've already got the flight plan up. All right, so from here we can go right to the load sheet. Again, this pulls from SimBrief. Once you generate it, import it in here. We're going to have 171 brave people flying with us today, with flying with Captain Mike up there. 34,600 pounds of payload. Cost index 6161 at an altitude of 35,000. There's our block fuel, 18,188 in the pounds. So all of that's loaded, folks. I think that's the great thing here. I've already done that. We'll finish off the flight plan here real quick. Again, 737-800 with the good old CFM 56s out there on the wings. Air miles 635. Looking at about an hour and I wrote it down, hour and 30 minutes. So should be a nice flight if we have time. Maybe we'll do some sightseeing. We'll kind of see. Zero fuel weight, 129,643. Estimated takeoff, 147,331. And there's our landing. All of this is estimated, folks, because you know what? They really don't know what goes on the plane. I mean, they can weigh it pound for pound. Most people get a little skittish when they see that scale and say, get on there, we need your weight. So it's all estimated. But in this case, it's actual. So winds 218 at 7, or at 17, my bad. Here's the fuel breakdown if you like seeing the numbers. And then finally, there's our, that's how we'll get to our alternate. And it's 133 air mile run. Actually, I don't think that far. And then here's the route again. And then finally down here you get to see 171 souls, 400 pounds of cargo. And there's our payload again. Alright, so that wraps up here. So we get an idea of what we're doing. Basically, we're going to fly off 2-3. Let's kind of pull that up. And charts. Alright, so here's our departure runway. Airport/runway. Because we don't have a SID, folks. So we're going to be basically flying off runway 23 on runway heading. And then we're going to bank to the left, intercept our radial outbound. And we'll get all of that here in a minute. So, pretty simple. However, I said something about a challenge out of here. Take a look at that amount of runway we have. 6,562 feet, folks. That's pushing a 737-800 to a point where I'm going to have flaps 25 for departure. So, I don't do that often. We only did that one other time that I'm aware of, and I believe that was Groton, Connecticut, and we ate up every inch of that runway, folks. So, I am looking forward to this. But again, we have no SID, so that's all we got. However, I can bring in the METAR, FQNP, and right now wind 090 at 5, few clouds at 2,000, and 1023 on the QNH. All right, so let's get in here and finish things up. All right, so departure, ground distance, landing fuel and route, all executed. All right, so let's go right down the line here, folks. Okay, clock, QNH, flight directors, and everything set. Well, they're not set. Got held up for some reason. This checklist held us up at N1, and I don't know why. Okay. All right. Oh, I bet you I know why. Okay.
Good morning, folks, from the flight deck. Get your captain for the ride. It looks like it should be pretty good. So we're planning on a smooth ride. Get there as soon as we can, and as safe as we can. We'll talk to you once we get airborne. Welcome over.
Okay, and as the checklist says, we've done that. Let's go up here, close the doors. Okay, start tracking client. I love reminders like that. Okay, make sure everything looks right. Start. APU's already running. All right, so now we're going to finish up the FMC, folks. Okay, I've already got zero fuel. All right, so what I'm going to do, we're going to put the Top Cat up here. Program we haven't been running a lot because, well, we just don't have any profiles for those aircraft. And where is it? There it is. Okay. Now this is a piece of payware. You do have to pay for this. Now what I did, I also got the Professional Flight Planner X. Now, it really doesn't work with X-Plane, I'm finding. However, the information derived from it works. So I go that route. I can't incorporate it in, which that's fine. All I do is go over here to takeoff, click update. Saw all the good stuff. 090521. And we're on a dry runway. We're going to go compute. Oh, and we are maxed out. Haha, told you. We're going to eat up the whole runway, folks. All right, gotta love when this happens. So we're TO. TO will climb on 1, take off. Next page, 090 at 05. Runway heading here, 234. Now, the reason I don't put the slope in, I really don't know how in Zibo. So I just opt out. Leave the rest, go back, CG. Let me check real quick. APU bleed on. Okay, GPU disconnected. All right. Now let's get back here. All right, here we go with the fun part. 25. Let's go with it. All right. Works for me. Okay. Okay, so now we move up here, 234 set. We need to set 151. What do they say? Always like looking at how people calculate. I do V2 plus 10. One, it's real simple to work in my head. Okay. And we are to the engine start, folks, and we are 10 minutes early. Hi, how about that? We're scheduled out here at 12:40, and we're going to be close. Okay, let's just do a cursory check up here. Any collision on? Okay. Hydraulics,
Boarding
fuel.
is now complete. Flight attendants prepare the cabins. Verify arm door standby for all call.
Do you need anything?
Okay, they're ready to go. So are we. All right, normal checklist. Okay, we're not pushing back, folks. However, we do need to pull the chocks. That's why these cones are still out. For those not Zibo familiar, go back out. See, now the cones are gone, the chocks are gone. We're cleared to crank them. Okay. for 17 to 25. Okay. Fuel on. N1 at 20%, it'll be stable. We'll see if that's true. I've never looked up there. I'm always looking at the rest. All right, folks, welcome in. I do want to say thank you. I hope you all have an awesome day. All right, let's crank up number 1 after we bring that on the generator. Okay, fuel on. All right, again, we are going from Mozambique over to Madagascar. Okay, we are stable. Let's get up here, get generators going on. Number 1. And we're off the generator. Let's turn the AP. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to go ahead and set that to generator 1. Off. Continue, continue. All right, we're going to flaps 25. We're going to make sure we set that before we do our flight control checks. Yes, folks, flaps 25 is our departure today. Okay, with the engines running, let's go to RTO. There we go. All right, so here's how I do it, folks. It's real simple. Your flight controls are right here, so the first thing it's asking for, full forward on the elevator. I always make sure it centers. Left. All right, so those are good. Okay, we're going to do a 6-pack recall. That's basically push here, make sure everything lights up. It's like, okay. And we're ready to taxi, folks. So we'll put this back to blanket and then wait a minute. Did it again. Dang it. You know, I can kind of tell when POSCON's working pretty good. It always gets rid of my UI program. Okay, we're looking good there, and just making sure I'm on the right frequency. 21.3. Yep, I am. Okay. Nampu. Just hang on, helps. Nampu traffic. Kenya 572, taxi to runway 23.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
All right, folks, we are on the move. Once I come out of this big circle I'm in, I'll take a look at the chat and see where we stand. Basically, though, we got a taxi down Alpha here, over to Bravo, and then back taxi for takeoff. And we're going to back taxi as far as that runway will let us. Okay, brakes were checked, lighting set for takeoff. Okay, now to find lighting on here, you go there real quick, takeoff. And we are just about ready, folks. Chimes only. Napu traffic, Kenya 572 will back taxi runway 23 for departure straight out.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, there we go, folks. We're gonna head on down 2-3 here. He's on down, ease on down the road. Right, I do want to check our outbound 159. Okay. Let's get Transponder transponding. See if our TCAS is on. It is. I'm gonna run terrain on this one. That one, even though we do not have weather. Then we're going to use the turnaround to turn around. Get as close to that edge as possible. So folks, it's 6,900 feet. Yes, it's within the limits of a 737. But boy, are we going to eat some runway, especially as heavy as we are. Usually those eating runways are not synonymous with the 737. Today it is. I'm going to do is a max takeoff. Okay, brakes are set. Yoke trans, we'll get that in just a second. I just want my anti-collision back on. Lights are on. Timer running. Okay, config, we're looking good. Flaps. Okay. Let's go out one. Can run terrain. Okay. Okay, we're going to take it up now. It says to go to 40%. That's kind of hard. But if you take it up to 60, folks, you see how that lines up real easy with that. You'll see how it looks, and it's easy to tell. We go. Toga. Go. Disregard V callouts because they aren't set for the Mac Air product.
80 knots.
V1, V2.
V1, rotate. Positive rate. $400.
0.
$1,000.
All right. Well, thank you, Hawker 125, for the applause. I'm glad you enjoying the Boeing flight today. Hope work is better today, because then that means maybe tomorrow my job won't be too hard. I'm just kidding. I know it will be. Keep retracting flaps. There we go. Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead, go to legs. And we're standard. There we go. Flaps up. Alright, we'll keep the engines right where they are. Cabins pressurized, APU bleeds off. Alright, yoke checklist. Air conditioning pressure, landing gear up and off, auto brakes off, flights, and right, we're down to this. Let the flight attendants do what they do. Yeah, thank you again, Hawker 125, for support. You have a better day than yesterday.
$10,000 feet.
All right. Lead is off, logo light. Cabin looks good. Let's check our pressure here. We are on auto. Recall looks good. Heading bug set, and we're on our way, folks. Got about, oh, didn't bring that up for y'all. How shameful is that of me? Looking like right now at about an hour-and-a-half flight. Kind of see how it goes. So I hope y'all enjoy. We've already passed transition, so I'm going to go ahead and start pushing this out. And
Clear turbulence. And for everyone's safety, please make certain all your personal belongings are free and clear the aisle. You may now use all approved personal electronic devices. We'll be serving a variety of complimentary drinks as well as select beer and wine. In addition, there are other alcoholic beverages for purchase. Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our service on tonight's flight. If there's anything we can do to make them enjoyable, please don't hesitate to call upon us. Thank you.
pushing this out.
Clear the aisle.
Be past transition, so I'm going to go ahead and start pushing this out. And
Clear turbulence. And for everyone's safety, please make certain all your personal belongings are free and clear the aisle. You may now use all approved personal electronic devices. We'll be serving a variety of complimentary drinks as well as select beer and wine. In addition, there are other alcoholic beverages for purchase.
be past transition, so I'm going to go ahead and start pushing this out. Alright, I know that was a little confusing. I'm just setting a clip up, folks. Alright, there we go.
$18,000 feet.
And if Hawker 125's around, that ought to make him happy. see if I can't rein the sound in a little more. And if y'all see any zebras, remember, a zebra is in the zone, leave them alone. Madagascar fans will know where that came from. As we climb out of Mozambique. Up, looks like Mr. Escobar's in trouble again. They're paging him. He makes his way around the world, folks. Okay, we're up to 321,000, and now 1 hour, 14 minutes out. Flyby. The sketchy Leo is in the house. What is up, sir? Hope life's treating you well. Awesome. Glad to hear that. You'll be working over at Reef. That is awesome. Look forward to seeing you up there. Hope life's treating you well outside of work as well. So glad to hear. All right, there we go, folks. About to go feet dry. You know, I don't actually know if that's just called the Indian Ocean or if they have a name for the water body in between Africa and Madagascar. But yeah, we are now traversing across to head into Ivato, Madagascar. Where if you see a zebra that's in the zone, leave him alone. Let's take a look at Mozambique as we head out to sea. Awesome. Glad to have you back, Ron 1EZ. Welcome in. We're airborne in between Mozambique and Madagascar. And as it says, folks, we are on POSCON. So it's a different radar client. It's kind of like those of you that fly on Pilot's Edge, except you don't pay for it. Common theme here with Flying with Mike, you don't pay for anything. Zibo, by the way, is the aircraft we're flying. And again, those of you not familiar with X-Plane, this, well, first off, let me go back to that shot. Looks familiar to a lot of you, doesn't it? Especially up here, down here. It looks a lot like that PMDG 737 many of you sunk some change into. Well, over here at X-Plane, we had a really good developer take the default 737 here, made a mod equal to, if not slightly better than, PMDG. Yeah, you heard me say it, folks. Better than. Oh, it too is free. And it's not a crack, anything like that. It's a free mod. So, you know, y'all, I've heard a lot of people making snide remarks about X-Plane, and they forget what's still free here. And oh, when we get done, bus fussers, make sure before you land you start your replay client. We don't have to in X-Plane. We can just I could replay the takeoff from here. I don't have to start a thing. It comes with the plane. Now you all have pretty scenery, yeah. But flight dynamic wise, flying wise, once you get used to it, folks, this, you know, I hate to break it to you, it outdoes Microsoft. About every day of the week and twice on Sundays. And by the way, if you're hearing that thud in the background, we are having work done here in the house. So that is what that is, folks. I can't get it squelched out or tuned out. It is what it is. And we'll work with it for the next couple of weeks. So, but I hope you enjoy the ride. I do enjoy making fun of Must Fuss, because it really is something you have to fuss with in order to Must Fuss every time it updates. So, and it took them 2 years to get something worthy of airliners. That's not good. X-Plane 12, by the way, is due soon. We'll see what comes out of the box there. I will tell you, Airbus lovers, if you don't know it already, the 330 is supposed to be payware similar. If what's the word I'm looking for? Very very much like what you would expect in am I turning left? Did I put something in wrong? Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay. It was me.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we've reached our cruising altitude. Looks like we are anticipating on-time arrival. You're going to have to turn off the seatbelt this time. Just remember, if you are in your seats, keep your seatbelts fastened in case we do experience any unexpected turbulence. Enjoy the flight, and if there's anything we can do to make your ride, to let a member of the crew know.
Thanks for flying with Mike. All right, so let's get that heading bug squared up here. 35,000 at cruise. Seatbelt sign. Off. Okay, so we are now in cruise for about another 20 or so minutes, and then we'll be descending into the land of zebras. I don't know. I know zebras are all over Africa, folks. So, but remember, when you see a zebra in the zone, leave them alone. Folks that like the movie Madagascar may remember that. It's the kind of the quote we're running with for the day, for the flight. Okay, we are on our way. Let's get progress. 500 triple fives. 555 ahead of us. I can't drive 555. Oh wait, wrong song. I'll probably get gigged by YouTube or Twitch for that. Alright, we are looking at top of descent, 460 miles ahead. think the music seems loud to me, so if it isn't, folks, let me know. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It's a little loud in my ears. All right, so off we go. Well, DJ Cool Boy, welcome aboard. Your God has returned. I'm back. Cue epic music. Kinda like what was running already, DJ Cool Boy? Welcome in, sir. Somewhere out there is Madagascar. Somewhere below us is a boat hauling the cast and crew of Madagascar. An elephant, a giraffe, a lion, and a zebra. Oh wait, it wasn't a giraffe, it was a hippo. My bad. I know, get it right. I can hear my daughters already. Get it right, Dad. Yep, great movie with Chris Rock. It sure was. And matter of fact, we used one of his lines in her. When a zebra's in the zone, leave him alone. All right, let me see what we've got for weather. 160 at 9, 130 to 190 on the winds. Okay, little variableness coming to us, unlimited visibility, and well, little bit of clouds to go through on the descent, so not bad at all. Now, y'all are going, it's summertime there flying with Mike. Why does it say 11 Celsius? Because you're now south of the equator and it's wintertime there. So, not to say it's going to get snowy on us, although I guess could. I don't really know what the climate is like down in this area, but I know it's not like the U.S. where we get a lot of snow and ice and all of that, but you know, hey, it's gonna be fun. 1029. Wow. For our Q&H. Nice thing about Zibo is as we get closer to top of descent, we can preset that, so when we click standard, we'll see the Q&H setup. All right, so why don't we start talking the arrival? Yeah, get things set up here behind the scenes. There we go. All right, there's the charts. All right, so there's our chart for the arrival, the star. We are going to be doing, and you're all going, what the heck is... Folks, it's the Madagascar TVO, Madagascar, Star. We're going to be doing TN, Tango November 2 Bravo. Okay. So, we're going to be coming over the TN VOR, and there are, as you can see, no directions. So we'll come over the TN VOR, NDB 385, track outbound 187. We're going to let the FMC do that because this guy is not really good at ADF tracks. To distance 19 from TNV, which is on the airfield. Enter the 17-mile arc. Do the initial fix bail by and get on the ILS into Intivo. Intivo, something like that's how it's said. And I thought I had that saved. My bad, folks. Bear with me a second. Sulu. There we go. Alright, so here's that 17-mile arc working its way down. We're C on there, so hang on. I had to go look. So at 303 degrees off of should be TNV, but now I'm starting to think it might be the NDB here as well. We'll make our turn to intercept. Okay, and that's going to be about 14 miles out when we're on, and then we're going to track inbound on the localizer and then grab the glide slope. So looking up here, we're looking at, hang on, I do need to do something that I am remiss in. Way outside. Let's go ahead and set 120, 100. There we go. And again, we'll get to that, why we set. Okay, hang on. All right. As we track our way over. All right, so approach and tower. Tower is also common traffic advisory frequency, so we'll use it. Now our localizer is 109.5. We'll have to set that. Heading is 114. Glide slope 4.0. So at 4.0 or Ivato NDB 305. We need to be on the glide slope and at 5,450 MSL, or in the brackets here, 1,253 feet above the ground. We'll get to the decision altitude and heights here in a moment. Reason things are so high, we got a high level arrival of 4,198 feet. Let's call it 4,200 feet, folks. So we're back to that again. Gotta love it, don't you? This approach you all can read. I'll keep it visible. Altitudes are HEPA, so we got to make sure we're set for HEPA up here, which we will be. Transition is 8,000 feet. We're going to verify all of that up here in just a moment. Just so you know, we crossed into Madagascarian, how you would say that, airspace. All right. Oh, get back here. Thank you. All right, so but basically the missed approach is out at Balby, so we'll shoot off straight ahead, do the procedure turn, grab the TNV radial out to Balby 283, go into the hold. just as the picture shows. Now we will kind of move things. Okay, so I'll be at or above 7,000 feet. Again, 5450 here. 7,000. Oh, actually, they're telling us to be on the glide slope by IO. 8.9. Oh, that's weird. Well, we'll hit the glide slope here, track in 7 miles for the runway. 5450 by 4 miles. Piles, real Pappies on the right. So basically, as we come in, we're going to be using the glide slope till we see the runway. Glide slope meaning right in here, folks. Once we see the runway, we can switch to the Pappies, which should be on the right side. I have run into one, if not 2 airports where it's wrong in X-plane. Don't know how many I've seen wrong in, if it's even modeled in FSX. I ain't speaking for Musfuss because I don't have it. Too many early on problems and lack of concern about it kept me away from it, and I just decided to stay away. So anyway, decision. We're Class C, so 4417. That's our MSL MDA for those of you in the Airbus. Decision height 220 feet. We can actually set that here, folks. We will. So, and RVR, we're looking at a 600 minimum, so 6 meters. So 600 meters with everything working. All right, so that takes care of the charts. Give you a little close-up view. This is the coastline from Madagascar. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of charts for now so you all can see. Let's move down here and start looking at speeds, shall we? We're 300 miles out, so we're really not going to concern ourselves too much with the speed. But let's get an initial look. Top Cat's the animal for this. Alright, so we'll go to landing up here. I'm going to do a flaps 30. Anti-ice on, only because the METAR at gate time said drizzle. So we're going to be safe and put the anti-ice on for that, even though we're probably looking at about 11 degrees. We'll see what the TAF is looking like. Okay, so we're not getting anything temperature-wise, but 11 degrees is showing up. So, okay, so 1029. I'm going to go with a wet runway. Auto land, just in case things aren't as it says. One thing with all flight simulators, unless you're running with a weather add-on, meaning like Active Sky, FS Weather, and so forth. If you're running default, there is a good chance you're at least an hour, maybe 2, maybe even as much as 6 hours behind. Oh, I know, it says it's running up to date. We did a flight, oh my gosh, 3 months. You can watch the video, folks. Going from, I forget the name of the coast, to Manus in the Airbus. And the weather was below minimums most of the trip. However, when we looked at the real world minimums or weather, they raised as we got there. I would say we had at least 200 to 300 feet ceiling, maybe even 500 above minimums. Oh no, folks, they were worse. And that's because the sim was that far. They were where we were seeing it en route. That's why I say be careful with that. So we ended up shooting an auto land, which technically we weren't supposed to at this airport. There's a whole lot of that the virtual FAA did not like about it, but you know what the virtual FAA is? It's virtually useless. So we continue on. So today we shouldn't even come close to that, but I just put that caveat out. All right, so when we hit compute, here's what we are right now looking at. Reference, meaning our VREF, good shot for what us to land at 144, will come in at around 149, 150. However, you know what? We need to switch that to 11 and do it again. 153 now. All right, so this speed here is actually important. Let me show you. By the way, remember that's terrain, not weather. Tio Pernez. Yes, it does. Here, I'm not sure if I'll be able to show, but let's give it a shot. Yeah. Here, let me show you what it's got. Now, what I had to do for adding aircraft is go to Aerosoft, I think it was. There's a site, and you can look for profiles. But hang on a second. While I've got Top Cat up here, let me see if it will let me show that off. No, it's not. Basically, it comes with the ATR Airbus 320-214, the 737-78 BBJ, the 747-400, 57-67 300 ER and freighter, 777-200 LR, 777 freighter, Fokker F-28, the MD-11 and freighter for that, and the MD-82. And I do know there are profiles out there and available for you. Second. Everything changed, folks. So yeah. But yeah, to me, if you fly those kinds of planes, you can find the profiles. The PMDG profiles are in there for your verticals. Same for professional flight planner. So that way you can get your V speeds. Now, if Airbus is what you're looking for, I can put you on a website for that. And that's actually pretty good. It even shows you what your McDo should look like on the perf page. But thanks for the first time chat there. We sure appreciate you. It's a really, like I said, T.O., it is really, I enjoy it when I've got the aircraft that I have in there. Now, the A319 we flew yesterday is not in there. And I'm not sure if there's a profile out for it. I'll be totally honest. So, now the data we just saw, though, we can then, when we're ready to, and get it up to date, we can transfer to right here to put in for our flap and speed setting. We'll be doing flaps 30. But let's get in a little closer. We're still a good 300 miles out. And this livery was found at the X-Plane forums for the 737. Actually, not sure what that body of land is in between us and Madagascar. Unless that is Madagascar and it's just not showing up yet. That is Madagascar ahead of us. Okay. And as best I can tell, folks, other than being at Belle B by about 7,000 feet, that's the only altitude restriction I show on this. So that kind of makes things real nice and easy, unless ATC was around here to change our minds. Well, let's do a flyby. about 30 minutes out. So we're going to go ahead and hop into cockpit, see where that's putting us at here. Now we're still 200 out. Kind of take a look at that. A little nervous. 160 miles out. Okay, well, we got a little ways to go still. Which makes me a little nervous. Okay, I see we got a little, gotta work this a little differently. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here, folks, we just made a modification in the flight plan. What it was going to have us do is fly to, here, let me bring this up. It looks a little easier when you can see it. Let me just make sure the browser's working. I'm glad I did. Okay. Okay, what I did. Okay, we're coming up on title here. This is how it's planned in. So we would have gone all the way to TNV, out to TN, and back. No. We're going to go to title, direct TN, then in. Yeah, that would have been... I could have done it from Dover, but this will be a little easier. That also puts us quicker on the top. No wonder things were looking kind of long. Only 128 miles. All right, so now we're getting it a little more defined. Oop, I didn't want to click to there. So 6 aircraft are on POSCON right now. 2 people controlling. I have no idea where they're. Probably Europe or Atlanta, one of the two. Yeah, Atlanta is controlled heavily here too. So, with that, let's go ahead and pull that back so I don't screw up again. So, title, and then we're at direct TN, which is Nkatsubi NDB. All right, let me come down here. Let's start setting up some radios. Looking for 385. And radio-wise, we'll click that over. And I'm going to go ahead and set us up for the ILS 1095. clear. Okay, now the setup that I'm in here, folks, where it's got these kind of, you're not used to seeing them. You gotta first set your mode, then you set your frequency. I'm gonna see, do the same here, just on the outside chance. You end up shooting, you know, where we gotta go in cat 1 or 2. Okay, we're 23 miles from the turn. Okay, I think that takes care of all the radio work now. Alright, that sets that all into motion. Okay, it looks like we're getting ready to fly over the higher terrain now of Madagascar. Remember, we're landing at about 40... what is it? 4,200? 4,200 feet MSL, so... Alright, so we've made the turn at tidal and now headed to Tango November, which means top of descent is not far away. About 82 miles, so let's get us a up-to-date weather forecast. Okay, we're still 160 at 9, 11, and still looking the same. Alright, so we got our weather. Set that up here. And like I said, we can get that 1029 put in right off the bat. See, it's preset right there, so when I click standard, good to go. Okay. Okay, decision heights. decision height here. It's 4417. And that translates to 220. We can set on either one. It'll tell us minimums at either one. Okay, nav frequencies and courses. Okay, so that's let me pull up the chart here so you can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so here's our decision height and altitude, MSL, height 220 AGL. Okay, TN 115 November. Victor is our main heading that we're going to be working with. 1095 is our localizer, and we'll set 114 here soon. Okay. Altitude. Give that we'll go ahead and set it. Okay, and again, it's 157. Okay. And there's our course 115 to 1151. And the NDB should be coming into range here shortly. We'll see. I just switched to ADF. ADFs are run by these down here, ADF1 or NDB1, NDB2. ADFs, same thing, non-directional beacons. Okay, this close out, we'll go ahead, get our final check. And it is 1849. So this is the latest 140 and 10. 11 degrees. No mention of rain, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back to dry. Still going to run with that. So 144, 54. Flaps 30. again, 154. Is it? Yeah, 154. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is bring up charts real quick. ILS. Okay, this is where this chart comes in handy. So about 800 feet a minute is what we're going to need to do. 140 approach speed, 160. Split the difference. About 800. Okay. Then up here it gives you altitudes, how far out you should be at. Okay, performance checked and entered. Auto brakes are going to be set to 3. Let's run our yoke. Welcome, thank you. Appreciate the follow. That is awesome. Love having you aboard. We're at 197, folks, closing in on the 200 follower mark. And we're gonna get set up here to do a special flight when we cross the 200 plus hour. Hello, welcome aboard. Thanks for the first time chat there, Noam Can't. And yoke. Got pressurization, anti-ice, briefing complete, anti-ice bug set. Cabin lighting, landing. Okay. So we go here. Cabin landing. White bright. And I'm going to go ahead and initiate the descent. I will go ahead and do the announcement first.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get from the flight deck here. We're on our descent. Seatbelts on. Go for our ride. If you're up and about, please turn your seats past your seatbelts. Still showing well ahead of schedule. Thanks again. So you have a nice week. I'll be on here very shortly.
Okay, to do the descent here, folks, do altitude intervene. Otherwise, it'll wait till top of descent. Then I like to pull my throttles back. It'll still automatically control, but you have started your descent. You have the descent bars here. And as soon as we hit top of descent, we'll be closer to on target. We're about 150 off, so we're closing in. All right, folks, we are running a commercial break at this time. Those of you not able or not seeing the commercial and hearing my voice, thank you so much for the subscribe. We truly do appreciate you, and I just wanted to come on and tell you that because obviously just following only gets you that, and boy, are we thankful for even just that support. So, but this is the next step up where you get ad-free viewing. So thank you for your support of the channel with your money. Sure appreciate it. That's how we were able to fly the A319 yesterday. The 747 will be back in the sky again soon, as will the 727, all of which were bought by the payouts from Twitch. Thank you so much for your hard-earned money going to support Flying with Mike. All right, folks, welcome out of the commercial break. We sure appreciate y'all coming aboard, supporting the channel in however you can. It means the world to us. Like I said, we're approaching the 200 mark and followers. And be honest with you, 2 years ago, folks, in I believe it was October when we launched our first stream, I never imagined that many people would be interested. Y'all proved me wrong. I do appreciate it. And we will try to set up a flight here. The problem is with the way my work schedule is of late, folks. We had a 1 year anniversary planned, I believe it was last weekend. And, well, that fell through because I got stuck on 48 hours of work. That's fine. That happens, especially when we switch contracts. But I don't want to set another one up and the same thing happens. So bear with me as I work through trying to figure out my schedule. I'm also looking to try to take a little vacation here with my wife. So we haven't been able to do in 3 years. Compliments of COVID and killing a cruise we had planned for our 30th anniversary this year. And so we ended up canceling that. And yeah. So, but as soon as we get things lined up, we'll let you know. All right, so as you can tell, we are in our descent, coming into a Tango November, and it's the outlined one, pointing the way. Let me go ahead and drop down here. Actually, let's just do it here. Switch back to the VR. Alright, so now we're getting close. I'm going to go ahead and set this for arrival. Teen. Set this one over here. 57. There we go. And we are set up now for the ILS. Let's speed break this down. Alright folks, so we are heading into the home stretch here, as they say. It's like we're about 10 miles from entering the arc here.
$18,000 feet.
Okay, and transition here is 8,000. Let's make sure that's set. I know a lot of you here are not sure how to do that, so we're gonna check it. It's fine. Okay, so let's go to the descent page. Okay, now once you get there, either via the VNAV page in Boeing and next paging to descent, or click the descent button like we did, look for forecast. Up here, you'll see your transition, which was shown to us as 8,000. So we'll 80. Execute. You could put your wins in here, folks, if you want. I don't. Okay, we're coming down. Now, I'm going to keep the lights off till we get under 10,000. But right now, folks, just be mindful. We're approaching 10,000 feet AGL. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set for 240. As we enter the arc. Double checking my numbers, 1095. Okay, so now it's time to this down. Okay, landing lights coming on.
Ten 10,000 feet.
They talk about another kind of world. Another kind of world.
What are you afraid of?
Lost in old ways. I must say. There goes nothing.
Okay, we're coming up here real quick on the glide slope.
Thousand to go.
They talk about another kind of world. Another kind of world.
What are you afraid of?
I'm lost in old ways.
Hey, here we come around onto it. Glide slope achieved. Now just trying to find the run.
2,500.
There's the runway. Got it.
Gear down.
Ivato traffic, Kenya 572, final runway 23, or correction, 11. Okay, we're off the auto throttle.
1,000.
Flaps are set 30.
Five hundred.
Continue
400.
landing.
Three hundred.
Minimum 200.
200.
Stable.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Nice fighter pilot landing on the side of the runway instead of down the middle. Okay, we'll just head back up here to Echo. All right, let's clean up. All right. As soon as we clear the runway, clear the lights. Okay. Landing lights off. What I'm gonna do is kind of slow up here, catch up. Transponder. Okay. And Ivato traffic, Kenya 572 is clear, runway 11. Taxi to the gate. Okay, trim wheel set. Lighting. Probeats off. Okay, let's see where we are. I'll take the one on the end. Okay. That'll be for those who might have followed in. Sorry for the cough there in your ears. All right, brake set. And generators on. Engines off. Wow. Is that's him, or was that me? Okay, that's VATSIM. VATSIM is actually up in this area, folks. Kind of caught me off guard. Okay. 277 on Volanta. Okay, our initial squawk code goes back to 2. Okay. And we can open up the flight deck door. All right, folks, welcome in. Want to thank you for flying with Mike. Now we're going to do what I love to do. Review the flight. Something that's not easily done over in the world of Lustfuss. So, first thing we're going to do, bring in Sim Toolkit. And again, excuse the noise in the background. We do have construction going on here at Flying with Mike headquarters. And let's take a look at this, shall we? All right. So it's kind of confuscated here, if you will. Come in, kind of see how we flew this, all right? Kind of overshot, all that good stuff. First thing I want to do is finish the flight, so. All right, so we're going to go to the landing report. And I am going to get us offline here with many products at the same time. Okay. And hang on a second. Let me get offline with POSCON too. All right, there we go. All right, so as you can see, runway 11, we did a phenomenal fighter pilot landing. Why do I say that? Well, if you ever watch them land together, one's on one side of the center line, the other one's on the other. It's exactly what I did. Okay, so that's actually not good, folks, in an airliner. Okay, you only have this airport. And again, I do apologize if you all hear that background noise. They are working hard down in the basement. So about 150 foot wide. So we only went down just under 2,000 feet and 50 feet off the center line. Really should be on the center line, folks. You get anywhere off of that, you end up potentially, getting off the end of the runway. So, but overall, that looks good. Now our numbers, oh my gosh. So, very difficult right now. Do apologize, folks. So, 420 feet per minute. But we touched down at 143, so we're about one not low than our VREF. All right. So the good thing is when I stopped there, they weren't really overpowering it too much. So what we'll do, get rid of Sim Toolkit. And we're going to do what Lustfussers can't do default. They have to get add-ons for this. Just doing a quick check that everything. I really hope you can't hear that, folks. It's really actually difficult here to think and talk at the same time with all of that going on. But all right, so we're off POSCON. Yes, okay, so I can close that. All right, and with all that noise, folks, I am going to tell you this will be the end of it, but let's do that rewind, shall we? And let's go outside the plane. Again, this is what you can't do by default in Microsoft, but you can in X-Plane. Again, that timeline you see above can go all the way back to taxi at the departure point. You can relive the whole 2-hour, 50-minute flight that it looks like it has. Okay, so here we go. Maestro, find me some music. Let's see here. Well, you know what? I love the grand finale. We'll go with it. Okay, let's kind of accelerate in. Yeah, on someone's stream I saw a lot of rest in peace X-Plane. Don't see you guys able to do a lot of things other than look at pretty scenery. Oh wait, we got pretty scenery here. But anyway, folks, so here we go. Let's see how it did. Looks good here. Nice and stable. Again, we'll end up left of center line, which isn't good. But if you're a fighter pilot, it's positively perfect. Folks, that looked like a good landing to me. Can't say there's a lot of grease coming off those tires, but it did look good. Approach looks good, just like I said, 11 too far to the right. The Hawker 125 view. Let's see how the view looked from their seats. And again, this is default, folks, in X-Plane. So those of you who see this from MustFuss users, guess what? It ain't default. They had to get an add-on for this. Start it, and then they can do all that we're doing. All I got to do is rewind. And that's scenery, folks. Now, granted, I could add ortho, which is free, and it might look better, but you know what? It looks good to me. Yeah, a little bit of a thump, but we'll take it. Uh-oh. It took me back, folks. I accidentally clicked too far. Give it a second for the scenery to catch up. Wow. I accidentally clicked here instead of up here. All right, well, we're going to get one more look at the landing, and we're going to call it today, folks. With all the banging and all going on downstairs, just not fair to try and do something else out here. So, let's take a look at it from the tower. Folks, another beautiful landing here for Flying with Mike. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you, Noam Kant, Ron 1EZ for the follows. We sure appreciate you. We're closing in on that 200 people mark. Folks, again, my pleasure being at the helm, having fun as we flew over to Madagascar. To wrap this up, great line from the movie Madagascar: when zebras are in the zone, leave them alone. Great line from the movie. Great line for the stream. I hope y'all enjoyed it. God bless you all. Let's see if there's anyone out there we can take this over to. I think we'll just call it quits. God bless you all. Y'all have a great night. Be kind to each other, and we'll see you again on our next flight. Bye now.